Good evening, Gator fans. If we're still calling it a good evening. I am here. I'm Jay. This is the Talking Gator. I'm here with my fellow Gator fan, Donnie B. Oh, shoot. I got him covered up like he ain't here. Hold on, Donnie. I got you coming. Hold on. What have I done? There we
Here you
go.
go.
There he is. There he is, folks. There. Now I figured this shit out.
There you go.
Yeah. Gator started a little faster than I did. This is a Talking Gator. Jay, that's Donnie. I'm gonna bring the second and third quarter in here though, buddy. Don't worry. I'm gonna finish fast.
You'll fit fast.
Yeah, I'm gonna finish fast.
That's what I'm talking.
Anyhow, before we get started, hey, if you like what a fourth string Monday morning quarterback and an office chair assistant head coach have to say about the Gators, well, then you're in the right place. We ask you hit that subscribe button, like what we're doing, and we'll probably piss you off regardless. But as we do usually, I guess I want to briefly – this is going to be a brief show for me. I don't know about you, Donnie. You're wearing the camouflage. What's up with that? You usually hit the Gator shop before we do a show. Yeah. Looks like you just got out of the woods,
dude. I am set up in my camouflage. What do you do in your camouflage, Jay? What do people do in camouflage?
Oh, we killing something.
Okay, well
we're hunting. We're hunting. Is that what you were looking for? We're hunting.
Yeah. There we go. We're hunting. We're hunting for defensive linemen and offensive linemen.
Are you set up?
I'm going for it. I'm ready
you
to
set up, ready to pop some linemen?
You ain't lying. I'm ready to seal the deal on some.
Hey, bring them down.
Got to go find something, man.
Well, apparently the dogs know how to retrieve them in, so go call Kirby and you shoot some linemen and he'll drag them in to you maybe.
I mean, maybe just some leftovers, dude. You know, when you go and they got like on a Thanksgiving meal and they got the main course, right? That you eat that turkey for a while, man. There'll be plenty of leftovers. You got to have some leftovers over there we can borrow. We got to have something. My God, got to have something.
Well, I'm going with the y'all crazy because I mean the Gators are my crush, and you know it's that you can't. When you have a crush on somebody, you can't let them know that you're mad at them. So you kind of have that attitude like, you crazy? But then I covered it in black because we are mourning a little bit. And and apparently the Gators are too. Apparently the Gators are too this weekend. They're going to be in a little bit of mourning. They're going all black for the veterans. I guess it's Veterans Appreciation or whatever. But anyhow.
How'd you do your hand? How'd you do that? How'd you do your hand like? Y'all
I
crazy.
do them all kinds of ways. These things go. They go that way. That's their favorite. That's their favorite way. And anyhow, there was a lot of that attitude. It's feeding over. I'm sorry, I double birded you there, Donnie B. A lot of it, some built up animosity, still from Saturday. But as we usually do, we do a boom and a bust. And I want to ask you: should we bust first or boom first?
Let's stay with the roll. Let's boom them and then let's bust them.
All right, go ahead, sir. I want to know. I'll let you lead the floor with the booms. Take it away.
Well, my first boom, Jay, is the fans showed up. We did show up. I mean, we filled our half of the stadium. It wasn't full the whole time, but the fans did show up. You know, because listen, you know, you've been beat 2 years or you've been beat down 2 years in a row by Georgia Bulldogs. And that's an expensive ticket. And it's like you're going to Gainesville, right? Most people go over there. They spend a lot of money in restaurants and hang out, do the thing. So, you know, they put some jack into the weekend to be able to stay over in Jacksonville or hang out or whatever. And they could have just stayed home and watched it. And just, if you wanted to turn it off. Our fans showed up. And I was happy to see that for sure.
I'll definitely agree. Definitely agree.
Yeah. One of the other booms we did, like we talked about last week, they did come out very fast, okay? And we came out fast, but, you know, but then they figured us out pretty quick because Georgia's got some boys. They got some studs, man. They got, all over the place. man, that's a dynasty, waiting to happen. But um, the other boom for me was yes, 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 yeah. They will. They will. They will. They're loaded. Look on the lines on both. Yeah, they've got another. Both lines of scrimmages. They look better than any team that puts on a college Division I football uniform on right now. Listen, the QB, the Q. I'm going to affirm what I'm saying. The QB Shane Matthews podcast, this morning. People need to listen to it if they don't. It's really good. But he mentioned that he was out there uh, before when they got off the bus and they kind of just do a walk on the field, just trying to check things out. When they were in suits and not in their uniforms, they look bigger than our dudes. They look like grown men. We have babies on the Gators, right? We're the baby Gators right now. We are learning as we go. You know, we're learning as we go. But my other boom, Jay, was there was no stupid penalties, right? We're playing a little bit more with more discipline.
Amen. Amen.
That's my booms, brother. That's my booms.
I'm right along those same lines, Donnie. Two penalties, 17 total yards, and that's improved at least over the last three games. I haven't gone back past that, but I'm pretty sure it was 8 in Vanderbilt, when Vanderbilt came to the Swamp. It was 6 in South Carolina. And then it was 2 versus Georgia. And we're talking about these young boys. We're asking them to deal with this Georgia team, and we had 2 penalties.
Yep.
So okay, this tells me that okay, those boys legitimately outplayed. Like we gave them as far as penalty 17 yards. And
Yep.
that is the top of my booms to first and
Yep.
foremost.
Right.
Second of all, that first drive was very efficient. And I think we kept that intensity,
Mm-hmm.
and it's hard to overlook. And Gator fans, I'm sorry if you don't like me saying this, but Georgia responded to that. We didn't really slack off. We didn't really our effort, never really our energy. They just found a way to disrupt the execution. That was what I saw. Again, I'm fourth string Monday morning quarterback, right? I'm not even backing up the first guy that gets hurt in this shit, right? So that
Yeah.
was how I looked. Is they were elite. They were what you
Yeah.
look for in an elite championship team. That was a
Yeah.
fine definition of it. And I know it's the Gators, and all the other fans of anybody else can say that, oh, well, you were unranked. Of course, Georgia wiped you. It's different than that. If you ain't a
Yeah.
Florida or Georgia fan, you don't understand. Even a Georgia fan will understand what I'm saying because I'm giving
Right.
them some credit.
Yeah. You could have parked 4 18 wheelers in that front line against them.
It was good play, and I
They'd,
was really.
yeah. They'd
This
have
is a
blocked it.
gay. This is Gator talk, and I hate to blow Georgia's dick on this show anymore, but it was a really impressive how the team stepped up when their number one player was down. It was amazing, and everybody stepped up, including the defense. My last one, it was glad to see Trey Wilson get some more touches and him get that experience being so young in our receiver core, get those
Mm-hmm.
touches in such a game and succeed
Mm-hmm.
in that game.
Right.
I love Ricky Pearsall, and I'll tell you right now, I got a little man crush on this guy. He is something else. He is impressive. This guy
Man.
is good. But Trey
Yeah.
Wilson, if he will
Next
stick with us and stay healthy,
next
that's our
Percy Harvin.
next Percy Harvin, brother.
Yeah.
That's our
100.
next Percy Harvin.
Yeah. Look, I'm encouraged, man, as far as what we have coming in next year. It's just going to take a little while. I mean, Kirby struggled the first few years he was at Georgia, but he built around going out and getting the recruits to 4 and 5 stars. And 3 years later, he has nothing but 4 and 5 stars on his roster, and he's had it on there the whole entire time he's been the coach. And I'm not saying that we're going to be Georgia next year. I'm saying that the culture's changing, and Napier's doing the right things as far as bringing some studs in, and we just have to be patient. That's hard, man. That's hard when you it's hard when you ride around Live Oak, Florida, and there's somebody flying around Georgia Bulldog flags in their car, man. And Florida State's flying around cars, and we're over there and like waving our little our little
So
Gator flag. You know what I mean? It's
so
hard,
you
right?
guys, everyone
Yeah.
listening, in case you didn't know, I currently live in St. Augustine. Donnie B's in
Yeah.
Live Oak, Florida,
Yeah.
which is where I'm from originally. Pretty much raised my whole life, and but Live Oak's an interesting territory.
Mm-hmm.
If you know Live Oak, you know that it's almost equal distance to Tallahassee and to
Mm-hmm.
Gainesville.
Yeah.
But then you're so close. I mean, we're what 45 minutes from the Georgia border as well. And Live
Yeah.
Oak has a lot of Live
Right.
Oak's kind of. I've always described Live Oak as the Georgia drip. It's not really what most people think about Florida. We're not your common Florida thought if you're the outside
Right.
looking in. We're more Florida man, right? We're more Florida man than palm trees and beaches up in Live Oak.
Yeah. Right.
So anyhow, it's a weird
Yeah.
dynamic in Live Oak that your best friend is and I know this is across the SEC, but it's really spread equally like
Yeah.
Georgia, Florida State, and the Gators. And I can say now, I would honestly say that now is probably an awkward time to be in the Live Oak Lake City area with
Yeah.
that on your chest.
Well, the Florida State 3 years ago, they had to get when they started winning, started feeling a little bit better about themselves, started rubbing their belly last year. They had to pull their stuff out of the closet, get the mothballs off of it. They hid their stuff for a while. Them old flags weren't flying. They disappeared too for a while, but now they're all coming back out. You know, and Georgia's beating their chest around here, like, and I mean they're stepping up. I think you see red Cadillacs, you see red trucks,
It's
black.
obnoxious. It's obnoxious.
National champions. Jay, I might be different. I can't stand Georgia. Like I can't stand them. I can't stand Tennessee.
God, I wish I
I
had some sound effects preaching right now.
I can actually tolerate Florida State because they're in the ACC, and we got to get through the SEC to get to where we want to be every year. So those are the teams that mean something to me. You know, we're really not even battling with the same recruits right now. I mean, we're getting the way Norvell has built his program is a transfer portal. We're getting 4 and 5 stars building the dynasty. We're going to build it. We're not a dynasty, but we're going to build a winning program. He's going to do it, man. He's going to
I
do it.
I I agree. I like just our
Yeah.
recruiting class so far and how everything works in the Gator athletic program with NIL.
Yeah.
It's really encouraging to know that the Gators that we are getting are good-hearted Gators and they want to be Gators and they want to
Yeah.
succeed as Gators because there's no $1 million offers coming from the University of Florida to come
That we
play
know
for
of.
us. We're
We don't know
offering
that.
you we're offering you one of the top facilities to come train in and a potential top 10 team within the next I mean this at the rate the last 4 or 5 games ago, or just this season, we'll call this season, there's been significant improvement from game to game, and it's hard to really judge this last game because it's the number one team who
Right.
hasn't lost in 24 games. They haven't lost since 2021. So let's be honest with ourselves. But also, there are busts, and we got to get into those. But before I do, I got to give a shout out to my wife who texted me and said I was muted for a short segment of that first part of that show. So sorry,
Well,
guys.
fourth strings, buddy. We make mistakes, right? I
Yeah,
mean,
it is what it
armchair.
is.
I mean, that's why we do what we do.
It
You
was
know
the
what I mean?
Gator God telling me I didn't need to say what I had to say anyway. Right? I'll lead off the busts, and there's plenty of them. But I really want to be honest. I don't want to be horribly pessimistic about it. If I'm honest with myself, the biggest thing that bothers me, and this is I'm sorry, the most trivial thing. So it digs at me a little deeper was that poor ball spot on that 4th and short. So tell me how the judge right there, and I get he has a bad angle. Okay, so tell me how it was close enough for him to call a first down, and then after the review, it ended up being a yard difference. Like he's not that
You,
blind from whatever angle that far away. Okay,
you know what?
but then
You
on
know what?
top of that, it's
Yeah.
obvious on TV that Billy Napier is responding to that spot, and nothing happens. So it's kind of like, all right, we got to deal with this. It's 4th and 1, and they call that play.
Well, let's talk about before that. You're right. Let me get into this because this is important to me. Kirby Kirby was right there with the side judge
I know. It was,
and
I know.
saying it's short, it's short, it's short. And that dude wasn't coming back over that sideline saying it was going to be first down. He was going to put his foot about 6 inches away from where it should have been because he was going to get chewed for the next 30 minutes from Kirby. And when you are a Kirby or you are Saban, you have earned the respect of where you have earned your stripes and you're going to get the benefit of the doubt.
We need to
And we
be
got our
doing
baby.
ding points like on PGI.
We got our baby. We got our baby over there on the sideline that's learning as he goes through this SEC. And, you know, he's working his guy on the sideline, but his guy don't have the clout that's on the other sideline. So, but that was the most brain dead call. I was, oh my God, I was so pissed.
And that's my point. Okay, so I'm saying, I'm not trying to be pessimistic, so I don't want to. I do want to
No, just
mention that was bad on the refs, and I get what you're saying. That's totally understandable. I get that respect. You'd rather deal with that than you would Kirby Smart in your ear for 30 minutes. I agree. Okay, so but then
eight
for
inches.
the Florida, I'm concerned with our Gators, and then that was the play they decided to call on in response to that, and I just I've just seen too many more effective plays.
You nailed it. You nailed the biggest bust of the whole thing. It actually, to me, changed the whole momentum of
That's
everything.
it. That's exactly it.
And see,
That's
these are
exactly
kids,
it.
man.
That was a kick in the balls. Like the rest
These,
of it was just kind of getting beat up, right?
yeah,
We go down and drive. We throw the first punch, then they hit
yeah.
us with another punch, and then it's like we're just sitting there protecting us for a little while, and then that was just our opponent just kicking us straight in the balls, and then what can you do when you've been kicked in the balls by the
Well, we didn't stop them all night, but
the
that's
biggest
not the
guy on the
point.
playground?
We didn't stop them all night, right? Period. I mean,
They were
we,
dynamic. They were
yeah.
dynamic.
It probably wouldn't have changed the outcome of the game, but the psyche of the kids on the sideline, you're telling my offensive line they can't get 8 inches penetration to get a
Gators
first down, sneak.
or
And
Gator
then we
fans and Gators everywhere. I really wish I could watch football from an unbiased perspective, and I wish I could watch film of this
This is
more.
talking, baby. This
It's
is
the
talking.
talking, but it's the talking Gator, man. Screw
That's
the
right.
Georgia Bulldogs.
That's right.
Tackling was still bad. I mean, still our tackling fundamentals. It's hit tackles versus wrapping up. And I know we got little guys and we got fast guys, and sometimes when you're fast, that works. But when you're these are guys you got to let him drag you down the field. Let him
Yeah.
drag you down. If that's the case, if he's stronger and faster, make him drag you. Make him drag you until somebody else gets there. Make him drag you to the touchdown if he's got to. But this hit tackling has got to stop. This hit tackling where the arms come in, I don't know how to properly
Yeah.
diagnose the fundamentals where the hands can get a wrap faster without totally breaking your collarbone or your shoulder. I don't know what the remedy is. I just know that when you teach the first age of tackling, which is what, like 9 to 10, that 9 to 10 age when you start teaching tackling, that's tackling fundamentals are taught,
Yeah.
and they're
Yeah.
completely lost. It's like you're looking for that boom. You're looking for the crowd to go, oh, instead of just
Well,
making the
we
stop.
don't have one. We don't have one of those, dude. We don't have one of those right now. Listen, I agree with what you're saying, but this is the thing. Georgia could put a hat on a hat, right? They can put a hat on a hat and clear out where you are going to have to make tackles one on one. and them dudes are running downhill. They're running 4.3, 4.4, 220 pounds, and you're 160, 180 pound DB coming up trying to make a stop. You just might as well have you ever seen alligator hands, arms? You see alligator like go there, coming there like
Yeah,
this.
it's
You
it's
don't want
like
none of
we
that.
it's like Albert's out there teaching tackling. That's
You
what it
don't
is.
want
Our mascot's out
you
there
don't
teaching
want that.
tackling at
Yeah.
fucking practice. I'm sorry, guys.
You
I'm
don't
sorry, Gators. That was a little. I'm
you
sorry.
don't you don't listen, you don't you're outmatched, right? You know you are. You know you are.
I get it.
You knew before when you got to that game
I get
that
it,
we were
Donnie.
outmatched.
And I even said, Donnie, there is a way that we lose this game, but I'm happy with the production of the game. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, but 43-20 is not it.
Yeah, but dude, I'm glad we kept the streak alive. We got the longest scoring streak in America in Division One football state. I'm glad we didn't get shut out. The way it was looking, I
Anyhow,
was scored to 7 when we did.
so
Woo.
other than them starting fast, the
Yeah,
Gators listen to absolutely nothing that I suggest they do on our last show.
brother, they don't listen to us.
So
It,
they
I'm
didn't.
sure they didn't have to listen to anybody. They were
I
beating.
was hoping that one of these very few views that we got were someone on the coaching staff or someone who may have been like, hey, this guy on the show, these two guys, Jay and Donnie on the Talking Gator, mentioned this. Maybe we should try this. I was hoping for maybe that glimmer, but it
How
didn't
about that
happen.
swag? Did you see any swagger Saturday when they come out?
I wasn't with that. I was with a little more family than usual. I was actually in
Okay.
Brantford, believe it or not. I
Oh,
was in Brantford for the at least the
okay.
first part of the game. I pulled out and headed back to St. Augustine. Did you get my text? I passed the buses. Hey Gators, I
Yeah.
passed y'all leaving
Yeah.
Jacksonville. If you saw
Bet
me,
you
I
get a pin.
flashed my lights at your buses on I-10.
Yeah, I bet you could. I bet you could hear a pin drop in that bus all the way back.
That's what I told the family when I got back. I said that's a bus ride I wish I wasn't on.
Yeah, I've been on one of them before. Those ain't fun.
Oh yeah, me too, brother. Oh, me too, brother. Anyhow, I want to get to your bus. We'll take a little break, and then I want to talk Arkansas, which
All right,
on my end is a little quick too. So
all
take it
right.
away,
I
sir.
don't like mentioning names because I know these are kids, right? All right, and I'm not going to. But 76 has got to go on the offensive line. He's got to go, man. Shay, I mean, we listen. He's got to go. I mean, just the. I mean, he's wearing a uniform, but I don't think he got dirty. I don't even think he even grabbed. I don't even think he even touched the defensive end all night. I mean, look, all he was doing was he was like that guy that you have that's at your back if you're in the military and you're at a lookout station for about 24 hours and you're sitting there keeping an eye on everything and you got the lookout guy right while you're getting a little sleep. You know what I'm talking about? That's what he was doing. All he was telling number 15 back there, look out, look out. I was like, my God, I'm telling you. I mean, he's a big boy, but boy, I tell you what he anyway, man. But both, it's definitely evident that both lines of scrimmages are just not there. That was a bust. The reality to me too was our front seven is just not caliber to be in the top elite SEC yet. Forget Georgia and Alabama, LSU. I mean, the rest of them. I mean, we're just not even at that level yet. I mean, it's going to take some time to get that front seven on defense. I mean, even our linebackers are undersized. Our defensive linemen, yeah, I mean, it's just men amongst boys right now. But dadgummit, Jay, special teams, they kill us every freaking week on something. And this week again, we had the block punt. I mean, come on. How does
That's such
how
a
does
bad time too, man.
how does an Australian style kicker get a block punt?
Blocking.
I mean, but still,
Period. It was wonder just one of them got their hand on him. It was wonder he didn't get tackled with the ball in his hand.
and do you realize those are the dudes coming off the bench from Georgia playing special teams? They ain't the big boys. But anyway, those are my busts. I just think that we just kind of, I don't know, we're just not at that level yet. I knew it. The biggest thing though of all these things is I had on orange and blue sunglasses because I was listening to all these media boys talk and everything like that, saying we have a puncher's chance, we have a chance, we have a chance. And the other side of my head was going, yeah, but you don't have the players to do it. You got a chance. Yeah, we got some skill kids that are really outstanding, but man, you got to have 22 kids out there ready to go dominate and play your butt off for freaking 60 minutes. I mean, it's the bottom line, and we just did not. We don't have that yet. But
It's definitely a lot to ask of
yeah,
of such a large group of young kids.
yeah,
And I hope they understand where we come from. I would maybe a little bit of ignorance on our
yeah,
part.
yeah.
And we don't want you Gators, if one of you watches it, we don't want you to think that we're being hard on you. We know that was a tough team. This is just the fourth string Monday morning quarterback and the world's greatest office chair assistant coach breaking the game down for you. But folks, stick with us. We're gonna take a quick break. I'm gonna refill my cup, take a piss. We'll be right back.
Everybody know that I kill it. Everybody know everybody know that I kill it.
Thank you. Welcome back, Gator fans. This is Jay, good friend Donnie B. I want to give one more shout out to old Buttons for calling me on the mute button. Donnie B making sure that I hit that when we came back in. Buttons
Or
and
mute,
Buttons
or
and
mute
Donnie
her.
B, I tell you, looking out for me on multiple shows. Believe it or not. Thank you guys. Hey, it feels so good, and let me do this too. I'll pull this black. I'll keep the black headdress on for the blackout in Missouri, or I'm sorry, or with Arkansas coming. We're gonna black out uniforms, so I'll keep the black headdress. Y'all still crazy, though, Gators. Y'all still crazy. But let's wipe Georgia. Let's talk Arkansas ball, buddy. We here on the Talking Gator, we do our do's and don'ts. Donnie B and I coming up for the upcoming Gator game. Arkansas is going to visit the Swamp. Arkansas is unranked. They're at the bottom of the SEC West currently, struggling in what should be a given win for the Gator games. It's hard not to be skittish after the last couple of years, even with a couple good wins under our belt. It's still hard not to be a little skeptical going into even the swamp. But, however, Gator fans, if you like what we're doing here, we ask that you not only interact with our show in the comments, like, subscribe, and check us out. We do at least Mondays, and I try to do a pregame Saturday. That didn't happen before Georgia, unfortunately, but I hope to get to a pregame this coming Saturday early for a noon kickoff, I believe it is, Donnie?
It is noon.
Good.
Blackout.
Yep, blackout. Gator fans. Gator fans, wear your black Gator shit. I'm kind of an old school Gator. I'm kind of an old school Gator, so I don't have black Gator shit. I have orange Gator shit, and I have blue Gator shit. And occasionally I'll have some white Gator shit, but no black Gator shit yet. I do like black, which is crazy. I just don't. If I got to be honest with myself, Donnie, I don't like the Gators going away from the Gator uniform. I love when they do the orange jerseys because that's a little throwback. I love the orange jerseys with the white pants. I love that. Orange helmets. I don't like when they change the helmet, though, man. The helmets, I know it's changed, and my generation knows, that guy. My generation knows that Gator design, and I get that. I love the throwbacks that they do. I don't like the black. I don't like that. And it's a sign to me that maybe we might be losing what we've got in the future. And I think we're going to lose it back to the F if we do. What's your thought on the black?
Well, I think it would be really cool if we were playing like it was supposed to be scheduled at 6 p.m. on Saturday night. I think that would look really cool when they're doing. So I pictured a blackout with doing "We Won't Back Down" with Tom Petty in the fourth quarter with the cell phones.
Okay.
I think that would be really awesome. But since it's at 12 noon and it's probably going to be 85 degrees, so it means to be 90 on the field. Black is not going to be where it's at, buddy. I'm just telling you, It's going to be it. That's where, because you got to do what the ESPN tells you now. I mean, they set the schedule, so there's nothing you can do about it. But yeah, I don't mind it. I think it's really cool. I didn't like the alligator deal they did a few years back. I thought that was horrible.
That was horrible.
But
or the little palm wing things that they did one time.
Yeah, I'm just talking about just the black uniforms with maybe the blue and the orange, numbers. I'd like to see it maybe once. I'm a traditionalist myself. I like the gate. Sometimes the orange helmet though reminds me of a pumpkin head, and I think the officials see that orange sometimes on a like an offensive lineman holding or something like this. It like stands out that color. I always believe that. And, me and Mixon, Terry Mixon, we used to say, yeah, there's pumpkin heads. The officials can't see the pumpkin heads every time because they got the orange. But yeah, I like the tradition. I like the orange and blue. I like the white pants, orange. I like the orange tops with the white pants or orange all out. I mean, I like it. I like all the ones we've used. But yeah, I definitely. I don't want to go back to the F on the helmets. I don't want to do that. No. Mm-mm.
That would be. I don't want to change from what we got. I love.
I do like the logo, our alligator logo, the one from the past, the alligator. That dude looked bad to the bone. He looked mean. I'm still trying to figure this gator head out a little bit. That guy right there. Yes. That guy right there.
There we go. Sorry. This
guy. That guy right there.
Yeah.
I like that. That alligator a lot better.
Here we go. Yeah, we can do him.
Yeah, that's him. That's him. That's Alfred, man. That's him. Yeah. So,
but on the helmet though.
Huh?
On the helmet?
No. I'm talking about our logo. I don't like that.
Oh, away from the. Yes, definitely. Yeah, definitely so.
But look, I was born and raised a Gator, man.
I even like the U and the F as the sunrise. Remember how it was the circle, the U and the F with the sunrise. I loved that one too.
Yeah.
That was a good one. That takes me way back. But of course,
the golf logo.
I hate saying it. It churns my stomach. I'm a millennial. I was born
The
in
swinging gator,
1983.
the swinging gator is the best one of all of them.
Uh-huh.
The swinging gator, the one that the golf
Oh,
team
yeah,
when
yeah,
they,
yeah. The golf teams. Yeah, the golf teams logo. Yeah, that's a great logo.
that's a
It's a
great
great
logo.
logo.
That's the best one.
Shane
But
Shane wears that quite a bit. He wears that
yeah, sure.
golf
But
logo quite a bit.
I like that. I like that. I like that a lot. Yeah.
Hey, before we I want to offer you a challenge before we move forward. My challenge to you is get Terry Mixon to comment on one of these videos.
100.
Get
Consider
him to comment, just get him to shout out. I love Terry Mixon. Get him to do this one, okay? And make sure he
yeah.
watches this point. Terry Mixon, I don't know if you know this, but you are such an important person to so many people. You don't have any idea. You are a great human being, and the things that your life as a whole, the good and the horrible, and to see you, still see you and smile and those things is just a true testament to who a man should really be. Terry Mixon's is a fucking man. And
Well,
yeah. So shout out
yeah,
Terry Mixon. I'd love for him to comment on this.
yeah, he's a great guy. He's
I've
amazing.
got his phone number and I hardly ever text him because I
Well,
hate bothering the guy.
you gotta invite him to come on the podcast. I mean, I think he'd enjoy doing that.
Maybe he wouldn't. I want to leave that to you though. Can you do that?
He's got, yeah, he's but he right now he's kind of like every Gator that just went through what they went through. He's kind of like, because we text during the game. We text,
I
man. I
promise you
mean,
this didn't phase Terry Mixon one bit. It might have irked his nerves, but
yeah,
that's a tough
I won't,
son bitch right there, buddy.
I won't share my text with you then.
Nah. Anyhow, hey man, we got to get to some we
I'm
got
from
to get
Terry
some
since
do's and don'ts with Arkansas coming up, man. Let me pull mine up here. Mine
Yeah,
are pretty simple. I'm gonna lead this off. I'm gonna lead with my do's.
yeah,
Um,
okay,
Offense,
yeah,
win.
yeah,
Defense.
yeah.
This is specifically for you. Win. Special teams. Yours is a little different, slightly. Win! Exclamation point. And most importantly, start fast, finish fast. My don'ts, fucking lose to the worst team in the SEC West. That are my do's and don'ts. In less than 60 seconds, Donnie B, I turn the
That's
stage to
pretty
you.
strong.
You've got officially 22 minutes to get out your do's and don'ts. Go ahead, my friend. Floor is
Well,
yours.
that was pretty simple. I mean, you just got to, but my dues are basically, I want to see us. Arkansas has the worst defense of backs in the league. I want us to throw the ball all over the ocean. I want us to throw it first down, second down, third down, and then set up the run for the second half and be able to kill the clock. Get out of there with a W. Stay healthy because we got a heck of a run after that. I'd like to see us get at least 7 wins. But the dues is we got to win this game so we're bowl eligible. And when you're bowl eligible, you get to practice these young dudes a little bit longer, give something to look forward to. I don't see we see a lot of opt-outs for the bowl this year either because they're all still trying to prove themselves. We're not, maybe Pearsall keep from getting hurt or whatever, but rest of them get a lot of proving to do. So I've already took longer than you already did, but we got to score more than 30 points. Okay. We got to score more than 30. Got to. Well, I don't know why I'm telling you that other than the fact that we need to score more than 30 points. And don't, just go and the fans, this is a challenge in my dues. We need to show up again. Okay. Support this team. This is a young team. Support them, whether the good or the bad. We say all kinds of weather. We all stick together. Let's go out there and let's be bowl eligible. Look, we're gonna win another one after this. I don't know where it's gonna be. It's gonna be a LSU. It might be a Missouri. Missouri plays Georgia next week, and they're all hyped up right now. Oh my gosh, I'd like to see them get they're not going to beat Georgia, and I think that's going to be all. They'll be rubbing their belly, and I think that's going to really bring their hopes down a little bit. And then there we are. We show up the next week after that big game for them, and we got them in the best position to be able to go out there and just surprise them. Now, Missouri's a hard place to play, but yeah, no doubt. Real quick, my don't, like you said, don't F up. Go win.
Don't fuck this one up.
Go win. Yeah, I mean, come on. How can you, right? You said it. The worst freaking team in the league, and they can't move the football. If they won, God Almighty, if they get 100 yards rushing, I might throw the TV out the window, dude. I'm just telling you. I might. I don't even know. I don't even know how to explain.
Yeah, I don't even get me there right now. This is not
Golly.
right mental state to get me there.
Yeah, like,
Don't take me off a loss to Georgia already to that in Arkansas. Donnie B. Don't do it.
No. Just gotta reprogram. Gotta reprogram. And just think that we're at home. We got the 12th man. And we just got to get this win. I don't care what it takes. But I think if we use that form, we throw the football, set up the run, kill the clock, and go out, celebrate. We get a bowl, and then just take it. No pressure on us the rest of the time, and go out there and just surprise somebody. I'd love for us to get 7 wins. I still think we get 8 wins, but
well, that was going to be my next question. Do you think? I know I'm going to come out of hey. I really just wish we beat the worst team in the SEC West, and of course the Seminoles in the swamp.
Oh, fair.
You know, but is 8 possible? Because that would require our 2 home wins, or at least beating Missouri and LSU at home. At their home, not our home.
Yeah,
that's what that requires. Is 8 possible? And where do we find those 8?
I do. I first of all, we got to beat Arkansas. Okay, I'm counting that as a W. All right, there's 6. Right. I think Missouri, after the Georgia game, they're going to put so much into it. They're going to have a letdown. They're going to be coming off a loss. We're going to be coming off a win, and we got that mojo. Trying to get a goal is to just win another game in the SEC, and I think they'll be down. I really do. And we come in there and surprise them, and then before we know it, we're 7 and. We have 7 wins, right? We're not going to beat LSU at LSU. I don't care what we do because that's going to LSU. So we have beat them there before, but they just have too much, man. Our front 7 is not going to allow. We can't compete with that. But then we come home, right? And we come home. We have the swamp, and everything. All the pressure is going to be on FSU. Nothing on us. FSU's going to have all that pressure. And, dude, let me tell you, who have they played other than LSU?
It's been a weak ACC schedule. It's been a week, and it shows.
That's 4 losses now, man. Duke has 3 losses now.
Hey, tell me when the SEC can go 5 games. Tell me when the SEC will go 5 weeks in and have 3 undefeated teams. I'll wait.
Right. But who has the schedule? Florida plays Utah, play Kentucky, they play Tennessee, they play Georgia. They're going to play LSU. They're going to play FSU
and Missouri.
They're going to play Missouri. Think about that. Who is FSU beat? LSU.
And other than Georgia, all those ranked teams you mentioned were in their house. By the way,
exactly.
LSU, Missouri.
So I think there's a chance for that last game. It's in the swamp. I just thinking they'll have a lot of pressure on them. They can't stop the run. Cannot stop the run. Florida State cannot stop the run.
Well,
they have some on the outside.
I hate to put this out there, Donnie. I hate to put this out there. It bothers me for even saying it. But I think we win out.
So
I mean, let's think about it. Let's think. Are the toughest challenge, the 2 toughest challenges? First of all, what's the toughest challenge in that? On the numbers is going to be Florida State by the numbers.
No,
and we can compare LSU and Death Valley and Florida State number 4 in the swamp. We can probably compare those if you can compare any two. Correct?
Let's have that conversation next week after LSU plays at Alabama.
Okay, we got LSU at Alabama, we got Missouri, Georgia.
Yeah.
This is definitely an interesting conversation. It's definitely a
Yeah.
different conversation potentially.
Yeah. Yeah.
Next Monday. Hey, if I'd like to, folks, if you're watching and you like what we're doing, again, subscribe and like what we're doing. In that case, on the pregame show, maybe Donnie, I hit you up pregame Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
We'll talk a little bit if we can make it happen. Talk a little game pregame Saturday morning, early. What you think? We'll talk about that, and then
Yeah.
folks, I'll make sure everything Gator fans, everything is on YouTube. We don't have social media. We don't have Facebook. We don't care about any. I'm not gonna tell you go to Facebook to like something and put a link on Facebook to send you right back here to watch this. Just put in the comments what you want to tell us. I will respond. I promise to you. I will interact with you. That is the simplest way right here on YouTube exclusively. But maybe I'll talk to you this week, Donnie, about doing a little pregame Saturday. We'll discuss that if we do one, and then you come on, and I'm definitely interested a week from today, a week from right now, 8 o'clock, Monday. We're going to talk about them Razorbacks, what they did or did not do in the swamp. I hope that we look forward to that conversation, if that made any sense at all. I did go to Swanee High School, folks. Look that up on your map.
You know what you're saying is you're not sure how Saturday's going to show out. It's going to make that show Monday night interesting. No, we're good.
This is the only time in my 40 years of being a Gator fan, it's the only time in my life I felt this way. Where even this is the I can Arkansas name the teams in the SEC that were in my lifetime. All but 2 of them were never a problem.
Okay, listen. Here we go. Listen, I'm gonna give you a little history lesson real quick. Okay.
Go ahead. Give us no. You're not giving me a history lesson. You're giving all our Talking Gator fans a history lesson, and we love to hear it. Take it away.
All right. Doug Dickey was our coach in the 70s. The most he won in one season was 7 wins. Okay. Doug Dickey goes out. Charlie Pell comes in. Charlie Pell's first year, he was 0-10-1. Next year, he recruits, buys a bunch of players, takes care of whatever you need to do. That's where we about got the death penalty. And he was 9-1-1 the next year. Okay. He got fired, brought in Galen Hall. Galen Hall was here in the 80s. Galen Hall, in the late 80s, he was doing well. Most he won was 8 games in the season. Until 1990, when our Heisman Trophy winner, Steve Spurrier, came here, we finally started a roll. Okay. And we won at least 10 games. He won 6 SECs, 1 national championship. Spurrier.
Right.
Spurrier goes to the NFL. Zook comes in. Most he wins in one season was 8 games. All right. Zook gets fired. We bring in Urban Meyer. Urban Meyer, 2 national championships. After Urban Meyer leaves the program, we bring in Will Muschamp. He had a 10-win season. Rest of them was less than 8 wins. Nothing. McElwain comes in. We have a kind of a classic, one-win season where we go to the SEC championship, get blown out. Next year, he gets fired midway through the season. Bring in Mullen. The thought that the savior from Urban Meyer came in. He had 1 winning season. The rest of them were at least 8 wins or less. And then here we are with Napier trying to rebuild a program. What I'm saying, out of all those coaches, we only had 2 coaches, Urban Meyer and Steve Spurrier, who won SEC championships or national championships.
Right, but let's talk about 8. How many of those coaches had 10 or more winning seasons.
10 or more winning season. None of them.
I mean, I'm sorry. A
10
season
win-
with 10 or more wins.
Muschamp's only one.
No, Dan Mullen did.
Yeah, Dan Mullen and Muschamp. That's it.
Okay.
That was it. Muschamp. Mullen was doing good till they threw the shoe at LSU game.
Oh, brother, you don't know. No, Donnie, don't even start with the damn shoe shit. No, Get that Donnie. We ain't gonna talk about it. No, sir. No, don't do that
like
shit here. Hey, folks. Hey, we
Is that
need to get to weekday bye. Donnie B's got a month to close out. I got a month to close out in the office. You have spent the last 51 minutes with the fourth string Monday morning quarterback and the office chair assistant coach, the best duo, the best fourth string office chair coach duo that there is, if any of that made sense. Guys, we appreciate you listening. We look forward to what our Gators can produce in the future. Donnie B, I appreciate you joining me.
Always fun, my man.
Folks, don't forget, if you like what we're doing, if you don't like what we're doing, please let us know. I could take the shit in the comments, man. Hey, if I could take it from the Gators, I could take it from you. You don't mean the shit. But if you like what we're doing, hit that subscribe, hit that like. We do appreciate those, and we ask you to interact with us. And we'll see you next time on Talking Gators. Give us a go, Gators, Donnie.
Go Gators.